So I was having a back and forth exchange with someone on Facebook, and we was going back and forth about religion, and it got me to thinking, like, because he was saying that he's a Muslim, and he was saying that Allah is the Almighty God, and then he was saying like, oh, I know you grew up Christian because you grew up in America, and you might have decided on your own to switch over to your spirituality or whatever you're practicing at the time. And me personally, I don't I can't say that I practice any of those and I know any of those things to be true, right? Because I know that men have alternative motives, and when I say men, I don't mean the gender of man, I mean the species of man have many different agendas behind why they put fucking books out, right? And as we watch the world, not the world, yeah, the world come undone and the lies be exposed and the truth come out, right? For those who paying attention, because some people are oblivious and they ain't paying attention, so it is what it is to them. So, but for the people who are paying attention and you see what's going on around us, and you're just like in a space with me where you just don't know, like you don't know, like I know something greater created us, right? I know that we didn't just occur on our own, but then there are a lot of questions that go when you get to going back to say, okay, well, what created us? And then I just spend a lot of time while I look at nature, and I look at a lot of like educational programs where they be stalking animals and stuff and trying to, write down how these animals are living or whatever. And in nature, the female is the leader of nature. So like if you look at it like a lioness, there's a head lioness and there's one male because he impregnate them all, and their goal and their care is the babies, right? They care about the babies. I know y'all have seen different videos where they'll put his ass in check if he got out of line with the babies, because that's what they care about. And if he doesn't protect the babies and another male come about and kill the babies, that'll send all the females into heat, and then he'll impregnate them, right? And because they the only thing they care about is the babies. Like in nature, everything in nature, it risks its life, it risks its limb, it risks everything it has, its last energy to procreate. And yet us, as supposed to be the more intelligent of them all, have put that on the back burner, right? Everybody is born with energy that's supposed to break off of you and become another person. Whether you send it up the chute to which a rubber is in fact blocking that, right? So you catching it right back. So that energy that's supposed to be sent off from a male to the female, that energy she's supposed to receive and break off a piece of herself and give life, right? When you keep that energy, it drives you crazy or it fucks you up, right? So if you're out of line with nature, it's naturally going to whoop your ass. Naturally, right? And just like males who are out of line with nature and they're playing with their anus, they're not getting their last nutrients, and a lot of them are checking out real fast, right? Some of them are living, you know what I'm saying, but they're not living the full potential of what life could be because they're out of line with nature. And everybody's males are beating on their chest and they're like, follow me, I'm supposed to lead you. But you're not supposed to lead me. That's why the book would have you believe that God put the first man to sleep and he performed surgery and created a whole person, a complete person who has a area that holds humans, that bring them forth, and an area that birthed them out of there, and they create brand new people, right? And she also let it suckles at her breast because she is its first teacher, she is its first nurture, she is its first experience with the world. But we in our mind space believe that then she becomes subservient to her offspring because has a penis. Make that make sense. Like that don't make no sense in itself. And then when you get to like if you think about how much shit makes sense, like literally your body does everything it's supposed to do, right? Everybody got one sexual organ, everybody got an anus, because this is the entrance to your anus, and your anus is the exit for your food, because that is what its purpose is, right? And when you get out of line with nature, you're harming yourself. We have energy, right? And they tell you, which, some of this shit is, I guess you could take it. It's hit and miss sometimes, but with the whole thing of energy, it never dies, it transfers. So we are supposed to be transferring energy to each other. But if you remember from Deep Blue Sea, when she was cornered by that if you saw it, when she was cornered by that shark in that room, and she took off that rubber suit and she stood on it, and she grabbed that electricity thingy, the light thingy, switch thingy from over her head, and she electrocuted it, right? So we understand that she stood on that rubber so that it can block her from getting electrocuted. So when you put a rubber in between there, you are blocking the energy that you're supposed to be exchanging in this energetic exchange, right? Because that is what it's supposed to be. And so therefore, that's why I feel, which I can't say, but why a lot of people are heartless and they're having pointless, meaningless sex, because they're not even exchanging the energy that they're supposed to be exchanging through the act of relating, right? Then, not to mention how unnatural it is, because you have this rubber, right? It's a thin piece of rubber. You see on a tire, this rubber runs across the road and rolls down and rolls down and rolls down, but that's the road, right? You know that your soft citrus skin, right? If you rub and you keep rubbing a piece of rubber up against a piece of skin, it's gonna cut you, like you're gonna have a fucking bruise. So you can only imagine what's happening on the inside of you. It's rubbing off your cuter walls, right? You do understand that, right? So every time it goes in, because it's tight, so it's pushing up against that, so it's squeezing up against that, and it's rubbing that on all sides, rubbing it down till it's no more left. That's not funny, but I'm saying though, like, this unnatural shit, this unnatural life that we're living, you have to psychologically separate yourself from it, because when reality hits, like, you're getting doses, so you're getting micro doses, right? With micro dosing here, you people have to pay attention so that you don't get overwhelmed and start fucking panicking when the rest of this shit hits, because it's gonna hit soon.